If you have ever found yourself reaching for food when you're not really hungry, especially at night, then this video is for you. Today we're going to talk about emotional food cravings, and not from a place of discipline, not from a place of restriction, but from curiosity, compassion, and self-respect. Because cravings aren't a failure, they're communication. Many women, especially after 40, are told that they lack willpower. But most cravings aren't about food at all. They're about comfort, they're about relief, they're a stimulation, they're safety. And oftentimes it's just a moment of quiet in very full lives. And when our hormones shift, stress accumulates, and we're carrying more emotional weight, then food can become a translator for some of our unmet needs. So instead of asking what's wrong with me, we can ask, what is this craving trying to tell me? If this is your first time here and you don't know me, my name is Tiffany. I am the founder of Anderson Therapeutics, and I am a health coach, a patient advocate, an alternative healthcare provider. And my Aging Well channel is all about a holistic approach to healthy living. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. I want to introduce a book that I brought up one other time before, and it is called Constant Cravings, A to Z by Dr. Doreen Virtue, and she is a psychotherapist. This book has been on my bookshelf for a very long time, and I've used it with health coaching clients. I've used it certainly with myself and with family and friends. It is a beautiful guide, and she gives some really interesting insights about analyzing our food cravings. And one of the things that she says is if our emotional issues remain unaddressed, then our food craving might remain constant. And if your emotional issues change, so will your food cravings. And they're connected to different categories, which I've found very interesting and has rang true for me. So with the first one, the first food that I often crave, and you might have seen the picture on the thumbnail, is popcorn. So if you crave popcorn, especially at night, this is often about decompression. It's about our nervous system. Because if you think about popcorn, it's repetitive, it's rhythmic, it's soothing. There's a ritual in making popcorn. It hits our senses with the sounds, the smells, and it gives your body something to do while you're chewing and crunching, while your mind unwinds. So a reflection to consider when you're having that craving and you're not really hungry, perhaps consider this question: what am I trying to release right now? And an affirmation then to say or think, it's safe for me to slow down. I don't have to earn my rest. Dr. Virtue goes a little bit deeper in this guide, and I have reflected on this many times in considering what in the world am I having this just intense craving for popcorn. Her probable meaning, and this is a field of study, is that popcorn, she says, is perhaps procrastinating over starting a project because of fears of failure. And the affirmation that Dr. Virtue suggests is, if it's going to be, it's up to me. I trust and I push myself when necessary. I love beautiful, positive affirmations, and these are supportive tools that can help us better understand ourselves and give us a sense of slowing down and also better understanding ourselves. This isn't about deprivation at all. And we're adults, there are many times where I've understood the craving and I still want to have the popcorn. is about understanding. And if there is that moment of recognition and saying, okay, maybe I really don't want popcorn. Here's a couple of healthier substitutes, if you like. Even some air-popped popcorn. A crunchy goodie that I have been turned on to for quite a while now, especially now that I've been to Japan, these little rice crackers. I buy these in bulk, and I'm not a fan of the wasabi, though there's just enough of a hint of soy sauce in here, and it gives me the same sense of crunchy satisfaction. And a little portion of these is enough, and I like those. You could also even try like some herbal tea. There's the warmth and the soothing that's kind of woodsy, earthy, and maybe even something crunchy like some roasted chickpeas, or something a little extra soothing like giving yourself or a loved one, treating each other to a hand massage, or even just soaking your feet while you're watching TV. Because sometimes with that type of a craving, what you're really looking for is sensory comfort and not necessarily food. The next craving, and this is a biggie for many of us, men and women alike, is chocolate. And chocolate, incredibly common, of course, in women, and they're rarely just about the sugar alone. Chocolate is another level of craving, and chocolate often signals a desire for pleasure, for warmth, emotional reward, or simply just feeling seen and cared for. A reflection question for this one is to consider, where in my life do I need more pleasure or softness? An affirmation to consider then: I am allowed to experience joy without guilt. Let's look at constant cravings A to Z. Dr. Virtue takes this one a bit deeper in that under the candy category, there are a lot of separate candies and even specific flavors. And with chocolate itself, just chocolate in general, we'll stick with general. The probable meaning behind that, according to Dr. Virtue, is a desire to be filled with the feeling of love. Very similar. Her suggested affirmation then is to say out loud, think to yourself, I am deeply loved right now, and I center myself in this awareness. I am filled with the love of God, higher power, universe, whatever resonates with you, and I radiate this love to everyone, everywhere. I'll give you a little variance on this because there's many times I've craved chocolate, though I want the texture. So chocolate covered almonds, chocolate covered walnuts, just nuts in general. So chocolate with nuts then, the probable meaning: frustrated because your love life is boring or non-existent, losing patience. And the affirmation suggested for that specific craving is, I have the right to plan my life and take charge of fulfilling my needs. I have resonated with that one time and again. I'm very much about texture, and I often crave salty over sweet, though I often want both. As you consider that, and then reflect on wanting that craving, affirming what might be coming up for you, a healthier substitute. And many of us will be drawn to a piece of that dark chocolate that you're going to savor, you're going to splurge and get something a little high end, and have that spa moment even when you're luxuriating with that dark chocolate. One of my favorites, I really like teeny tiny little dark chocolate chips. Now these are vegan. I follow a plant-based diet, and these itty bitty, I love the texture of these, and then I will pair them with berries. Berries are some of my favorite fruits, and I have these beautiful blackberries here that I will take a couple of berries, a little handful of well, a pinch, can't say a handful with this teeny little thing, is just pairing these together, and this is a satisfying, and because I put them in cute little containers, this makes it extra special for me. So as I am acknowledging and honoring that, yes, I'm having a craving, and there is more than likely meaning behind that if I'm not necessarily hungry, and maybe a little bit of both. This pairing works for me really well. Another one to consider is maybe it isn't so much the sweet, and maybe just a cacao drink with some cinnamon, almond milk. There's some beautiful cacao type drinks, or even a mole sauce. That might be a more satisfying and nutritious option. Or even consider something really soothing, a warm bath, listening to some soft music, or just some time doing something really enjoyable, your favorite craft, reading a book, curling up in the with some cushions and having a little power nap. This chocolate craving often asks, when was the last time that I felt nourished emotionally? I love thinking on that, because that really rings true with my heart. And as I've shared this with other women, it's felt similar to them. Let me know in the comments if these are resonating with you, and if you have noticed patterns in any cravings that you've had. The last craving that I'll talk about is chips. And I put a picture of corn chips on the thumbnail simply because that's the one I often crave, though the affirmations and meanings behind them apply to potato chips as well. So for anyone having that type of a crunchy craving with a chip, then this is more about pressure relief and boundaries. So the crunch, the salt, and the intensity of this, having this type of food and your body wanting that type of food, it helps to discharge the frustration, resentment, or even overstimulation. The reflection question on this, very, very intuitive. Where am I holding the tension? Or perhaps just saying yes when I really needed to say no, that I wanted to say no. Consider the affirmation then, I'm allowed to take up space and set limits. Dr. Virtue's probable meaning on chips, and again, this is potato and corn, just in general, the probable meaning behind that, you feel stressed or anxious, and you want to ease your worries. Also, a desire for validation. Now, there was certainly a time before I discovered this book, as I was training in alternative healthcare and finishing my degree in public health, that there were many times I was so burned out that I could easily tear through a whole bag of potato chips. Are there many people out there who can't agree with that, especially if you live in the West? Even the ads alone, can't just eat one type of thing. Now that's very, it aligns with that stress. The affirmation with this, and I probably should have it memorized. I've read it and said it so many times. I am willing to trust that everything works out for the best. I let go of feeling responsible for everything and everyone around me. This rang true very much for me when I was caretaking. My son was still at home and feeling so overwhelmed that, as women often do, we're the fixers, the nurturers, the caretakers, the everything. And having those cravings, our body is communicating to us. It is giving us a signal, a very powerful one. And Again, this isn't about deprivation. This is about better understanding and recognizing, especially if there's patterns showing up. And if there is any sign of out of balance behaviors that are being very detrimental, this is about the empowerment and rising up. So again, the affirmation, setting limits. It's okay to set limits. And healthier substitutes, if you like, that these little rice crackers, they might be a fit here. Sliced cucumbers or apple slices with salt. I like pickles. Sometimes that will be, one that it will surprise me and I will think, that just tastes, that hit the spot. That really hit the spot. And I found that one to be true, especially when I'm traveling. And if you've seen any of my other videos and may have realized that I'm a Disney nerd, sometimes you'll see stuff in my home that I'm one of those adults that loves Disneyland. I've loved it since I was 6 years old. That when I'm at Disneyland and I have a craving for something and I don't have enough, I can buy one of those pickles and it hits the spot. Sometimes just having some nuts with a savory season like the chickpeas, that might help with that craving. A deep breath with a long exhale, that's another substitute with this type of a craving. Or maybe even a walk, because think that the crunch of this was to discharge the energy. So even just shaking our hands, just to shake things off, to get rid of that excess energy that's building up inside that your body's just wanting to discharge in some way. Your body really wants to break the pressure with that type of an emotional food craving. So here's a shift that could change everything. Before responding to a craving, pause and ask yourself 3 questions. What do I feel right now? What do I actually need? And how can I meet that need, whether it's with food or not, with kindness? Whatever the choice is, make it with kindness. No shame, no guilt. Because we're not trying to eliminate cravings. We're learning to listen to them without being ruled by them. This is about working with and not against our bodies. Because as women, especially in midlife and beyond, we are reclaiming something powerful. It's our ability to respond without just reacting. And cravings do not mean that you're out of control. They mean that you're paying attention. And every time that you pause and reflect and choose with care, then you're teaching your body that it's safe and that you're listening. If this resonated with you, stay with this channel, give this a like, consider subscribing if you haven't already. There is space for women who are done fighting with their bodies and ready to come home with themselves. And as I said, I am an alternative healthcare provider. I have a website with a wealth of free resources. I launched it in 2016 and everything there is free. It's andersontherapeutics.com. I will put the information in the content, in the link below, the description below. And I'll also add a little card at the end of this video to one of my favorite foodies. His name is Javant, and his recipes are absolutely divine and talk about satisfying cravings while also giving you a wealth of nutrition. Thank you again so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.